Cooperation in animals refers to behaviors in which individuals work together in a way that benefits all participants. This social behavior is seen across a wide variety of species, from insects to mammals, and often plays a crucial role in survival, reproduction, and resource acquisition. Cooperation can occur among relatives or unrelated individuals, and it can take many forms depending on the species and ecological context. In the animal kingdom, cooperation is perhaps most famously exemplified by pack hunting predators, such as wolves. These animals rely on strategic group behavior to take down prey much larger and faster than any single individual could manage alone. By coordinating their movements, wolves are able to surround, isolate, and exhaust their target. Each member plays a role. Some may chase, while others flank or ambush. The spoils of the hunt are typically shared, ensuring that all participating members are rewarded for their effort. This kind of cooperation increases the efficiency of hunting and strengthens social bonds within the group. Another striking example comes from primates like chimpanzees, who display cooperative behaviors not only in hunting, but also in social alliances. Chimps form coalitions to gain social rank, protect themselves from aggression, or gain access to mates. These alliances require recognition of individuals, memory of past interactions, and even the ability to predict future behavior, indicating a high level of cognitive involvement in cooperative strategies. Cooperation is also evident in the world of insects. In ant colonies, for example, individuals perform specialized roles that support the colony as a whole. Foragers gather food, workers care for the young, and soldiers defend the nest. Though many ants are sterile and gain no direct reproductive benefit, their cooperation ensures the success of the queen's offspring, who carry their shared genes. This is a prime example of kin-selected cooperation, where helping relatives indirectly promotes the helper's own genetic success. Even in species not typically considered social, cooperation can emerge under specific circumstances. Vampire bats, for instance, engage in food sharing by regurgitating blood to feed hungry roost mates who failed to feed the previous night. This behavior is often reciprocal. Bats that give today are more likely to receive help in the future. Such reciprocity helps stabilize social bonds and enhances group survival in an otherwise solitary feeding species. Altruism in animals is a fascinating form of social behavior where one individual performs an action that benefits another at a personal cost. This cost may involve energy, safety, or reproductive opportunity, and the behavior often appears counterintuitive from a survival standpoint. However, altruism can be explained through evolutionary theories like kin selection and reciprocal altruism, both of which reveal how such behavior can ultimately enhance genetic fitness or future survival prospects. One of the clearest examples of altruism is seen in meerkat groups. In these communities, a designated member often stands guard while the rest forage for food. The sentinel perches in a high spot, scanning the environment for predators. If danger is spotted, the guard gives an alarm call to warn the group, even though this may draw the predator's attention to itself. This act reduces the risk to the foraging members while increasing the sentinel's own vulnerability. Though risky, this behavior benefits the group and, in many cases, the guard's relatives, thereby indirectly ensuring the survival of shared genes. Kin selection is a primary driver of such altruistic behavior. This evolutionary strategy suggests that helping relatives survive and reproduce can increase an individual's inclusive fitness, the total number of its own genes passed on, whether directly through offspring or indirectly through kin. Worker bees, for example, are sterile but devote their entire lives to supporting the hive and raising the queen's young. Since all members of the hive share a high percentage of genetic material, their cooperative effort is a genetically profitable strategy, even without direct reproduction. Reciprocal altruism is another form where the act of helping is not limited to relatives. It occurs when individuals assist each other with the expectation that the favor will be returned later. Vampire bats, for instance, often regurgitate blood meals for hungry companions that failed to feed. These exchanges are not random. Bats remember past donors and are more likely to help those who have helped them before. This type of altruism builds trust and stability within the group and ensures that individuals are more likely to survive hard times. Altruistic behavior also extends to grooming, food sharing, and babysitting in primates. In some monkey species, individuals groom others even without immediate personal gain. This helps form alliances, reduce tension, and increase the likelihood of future assistance when needed, reinforcing social bonds and group cohesion. Agonistic behavior in animals refers to the range of social behaviors related to conflict, competition, and dominance within a species. These behaviors are not limited to actual physical fighting, but include displays of aggression, submission, threat postures, and rituals that help animals resolve disputes without causing serious harm. Agonistic interactions play a critical role in establishing social hierarchies, defending territories, securing mates, and maintaining group structure. One of the most well-known examples of agonistic behavior can be observed in deer during the mating season. Male deer, or stags, engage in head-to-head combat using their antlers to compete for access to females. These fights, though often intense, follow a ritualistic pattern and usually end when one male backs down. The victor earns mating rights, while the loser retreats, often unharmed. This ritualized combat helps reduce the risk of severe injury and ensures that only the strongest males pass on their genes. In many species, agonistic behavior begins with displays or threats rather than physical confrontation. These displays may involve posturing, vocalizations, or visual signals designed to intimidate a rival. For instance, male gorillas beat their chests and vocalize loudly to assert dominance and avoid actual fighting. Such behavior not only conserves energy, but also protects individuals from injury. By assessing the strength of opponents through displays, animals can decide whether to engage or withdraw, making the outcome more predictable and less dangerous. Agonistic behavior is also essential in the formation of social hierarchies, commonly known as dominance hierarchies or pecking orders. In bird species like chickens, individuals establish rank through a series of aggressive encounters. Once the hierarchy is formed, aggressive interactions decrease significantly because each member understands its position. This reduces stress and conflict within the group and creates a more stable social environment. Territorial animals frequently use agonistic behavior to defend their space from intruders. Male lizards, for example, perform push-ups, extend throat fans, and engage in visual signaling to warn off rivals without direct conflict. Only when these displays fail do they resort to physical aggression. Similarly, many fish use body coloration and fin displays to signal dominance or aggression, often preventing the need for actual fighting. Agonistic behavior also has a psychological component, influencing hormone levels and stress responses. Victorious animals often experience a rise in testosterone, reinforcing their dominance, while submissive individuals may show signs of stress or retreat to avoid future conflict. This complex interaction of behavior and biology ensures social order and helps individuals adapt their strategies within their environment. Territoriality is a common social behavior in animals where individuals or groups actively defend a specific area against others of the same species. This behavior ensures exclusive access to valuable resources such as food, shelter, mates, and nesting sites. The size and nature of the territory vary depending on the species, resource availability, and population density. Territorial behavior helps reduce direct competition and promotes organized spacing of individuals within a habitat. Animals use various methods to mark and defend their territories. Many mammals rely on scent marking, using urine, feces, or secretions from specialized glands to establish boundaries. For example, tigers spray urine on trees and rocks to signal their presence and warn others to stay away. These chemical signals can convey detailed information, including the identity, sex, and reproductive status of the individual. Other species, like birds, use vocalizations, such as songs, to advertise their territory. A male songbird perched on a tree will sing to both attract mates and deter rivals, communicating that the area is occupied and defended. Visual displays also play a role in territorial defense. Lizards, for example, perform push-up displays and show off brightly colored throat fans to intimidate intruders without engaging in actual combat. These displays serve as warnings, reducing the likelihood of physical confrontation. If a rival ignores these signals, the defending animal may escalate to aggressive behavior to chase the intruder away. This graded response from warning to confrontation helps minimize energy expenditure and risk of injury. Territoriality can be temporary or long-term, depending on the species and circumstances. Some animals defend territories only during breeding seasons to ensure mating opportunities and safe nesting sites. Others, like certain primates and carnivores, may maintain year-round territories that support the needs of the group. In social animals, territory defense can be a cooperative effort. For instance, wolves defend large territories as a pack, using coordinated howling, scent marking, and physical patrols to keep other packs out. In some species, territory boundaries are fluid and may shift due to environmental changes or social dynamics. Animals may abandon a territory if it becomes unproductive or if they are consistently challenged by stronger rivals. Territorial disputes can influence population distribution and the structure of animal communities, making this behavior an important factor in ecology and species survival strategies. Parental care in animals refers to the behaviors and strategies used by parents to ensure the survival, growth, and development of their offspring. This type of social behavior varies widely across species, from simple acts like guarding eggs to complex nurturing over extended periods. The level and form of care depend on environmental pressures, life history strategies, and the physical and cognitive capabilities of the species involved. Parental care significantly increases the chances of offspring reaching maturity, especially in species where young are born or hatched in a vulnerable state. In many bird species, both parents are actively involved in raising their chicks. They take turns incubating the eggs and foraging for food. Once the chicks hatch, the parents continue to provide warmth, protection, and nourishment. For example, albatrosses, which raise only one chick at a time, engage in long-distance foraging trips, returning to the nest to regurgitate food for their young. The high investment in a single offspring ensures it receives the attention and resources needed for survival. Among mammals, parental care is typically more intensive, especially in species where the young are born highly dependent. In most cases, the mother plays the primary role, nursing the offspring and keeping them warm and safe. In species like elephants, maternal care extends for years. Calves are not only protected and fed by their mothers, but also cared for by other females in the group, a behavior known as alloprinting. This shared responsibility enhances the survival chances of the young and strengthens social bonds within the herd. Some species exhibit unique parental roles. Male seahorses, for instance, carry fertilized eggs in a special pouch until they hatch, effectively taking on the primary caregiving role. Similarly, in species like the emperor penguin, males incubate the eggs by balancing them on their feet and covering them with a flap of skin, while females forage for food in harsh Antarctic conditions. In reptiles and fish, parental care is less common but still present in some species. For example, the male stickleback fish guards the nest and fans the eggs to keep them oxygenated. Certain crocodilian species show remarkable care by carrying hatchlings in their mouths to water and guarding them for weeks after hatching. These behaviors, though less frequent, demonstrate that even in less social animals, parental investment can significantly influence offspring survival and evolutionary success. Communication signaling in animals is a crucial aspect of social behavior that allows individuals to convey information, coordinate activities, and maintain relationships within a group. Animals use a wide variety of signals, including visual, auditory, chemical, and tactile cues, to express emotions, establish dominance, attract mates, warn of danger, and strengthen social bonds. The effectiveness of these signals often depends on the environment and the sensory capabilities of the species involved. Visual signals are common in animals that rely heavily on sight, such as birds, primates, and reptiles. Bright plumage in male peacocks, for example, is used to attract females during mating displays. The colorful fan of feathers, combined with specific movements, communicates the male's health and genetic quality. In lizards, body postures, throat fans, and movement patterns are used to ward off rivals and establish territory without direct physical confrontation. These visual cues are especially effective in open habitats where line of sight is clear. Auditory signals are widely used in environments where visibility is limited, such as dense forests or aquatic settings. Birds use songs to define territories and attract mates, with each species having unique calls that can be recognized by others. Howler monkeys use loud vocalizations to communicate across long distances in the forest canopy, asserting group presence and reducing the likelihood of conflict. Whales and dolphins use complex vocal patterns that serve both social and navigational purposes, forming an essential part of their group dynamics. Chemical communication involves the use of pheromones and other scent markers, particularly in insects and mammals. Ants lay scent trails to lead nestmates to food sources, while dogs and other mammals mark territory with urine or gland secretions. These chemical signals can last for hours or even days, providing lasting information about individual identity, reproductive status, and territorial boundaries. Tactile communication involves physical contact and is often seen in species with strong social bonds. Primates groom each other to reinforce alliances, reduce tension, and promote group cohesion. Elephants use trunk touches and gentle nudges to comfort distressed members or guide young ones. Even insects like honeybees use touch through the waggle dance to communicate the location of food to their hive mates. In many cases, animals combine multiple signal types to enhance communication effectiveness. A dog, for example, may bark auditory, raise its hackles visual, and adopt a rigid stance tactile, visual to signal aggression or fear, allowing others to interpret its emotional state and intentions.